What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And today, KIZUNA Clash is live. So in this video, we're going to be looking at the 10-star difficulty version. We'll have a look at the 15-star Super Boss KIZUNA in a separate video. But in this one here, we're looking at the versus Psy Boss first. So I'm going to have two different teams for each different boss. We've got this one here, which is just one that I've built using none of the new characters. And I'll have my own personal team that I am using at the moment in this KIZUNA. Remember that if you did pull the latest batch of Shanks, Dory, Brogy, etc., they do give you additional tickets, super boss coins, so you definitely want to be using them if you can. This team composition that you're seeing right here for the first team versus Psy, you can probably switch it out, the friend captain, so you're using a Divine Departure Shanks instead of the 10th anniversary Shanks that I'm using in this team example. Also, cross guild is not really required for this team, it just gives you additional bonus damage. Using the super class here of, or the EX Super Shanks to generate the orb boost that we can just kill Drake with on stage 2. Due to Hiyori generating a full board of Wano slots at the start of the quest, we get plenty of damage with that EX Super to kill off Drake. And then when we reach the final stage, having Rayleigh on the team is really good. He gets around the bind and the despair, but you know, if you're using 10th anniversary Shanks, you don't really have to worry about that because Shanks' captain ability does remove the bind completely. I believe the despair occurs after level 31, so every team in this video that you're seeing will be able to beat level 31 and beyond. So that's what I aim to do here. I don't really want to show you guys teams that are just going to inevitably fizzle out, that won't work after a certain point. These teams will work post level 31. And Roger here is just a nice attack bonus for the crew. Shanks with the color affinity, which doesn't matter because the type effects are negated in this content. So they really want you to use the weakness, as you can see above the enemy's HP bar. The enemy will take a double damage, I believe, from that one class. In this instance will be Slasher. So building 4 Slashers in this content is going to enable you to do more damage than you typically would. Moving on to my own personal team, and I mean, no real surprise here using the Divine Departure Shanks double captains. We're using Dory, Brogy, and then the 3 rare recruits. It is feeling a little weird to go ahead and use a support rare recruit on the team, but the support rare recruit actually does have a decent special, removing enemy's rainbow shield and setting defense to 0. So you just basically use the whole team and you're pretty much good to go. So Drake, you can see he does do special reverse. He makes the type slots badly matching. So having the Fuga guy, whatever it is, the old man, he gives you a full board of tandem, he locks them, he allows you to get cooldown reduction, which allows you to use the rest of your crew. We have double Shanks, so we can just go ahead and use 1 Shanks on stage 2, 1 Shanks on stage 3. And due to the effect of Shanks, because the double stacking conditional boost lasts for 3 turns, when we activate the secondary Shanks, that Shanks will actually give us both conditional boosts simultaneously, which is really nice. And of course the EX Super generating the weakness debuff, and then the support rare recruit Princess Girl is giving us the defense down, so we can actually generate both conditional boosts, giving us a pretty serious amount of damage. Moving on to our next boss, which is versus the strength variation, and once again the enemy does have a weakness against the slasher class in this content, so building 4 slashers allows you to do even more damage. The way that we're building with this team is we do have the friend captain Divine Departure Shanks to get, you know, additional tickets, additional super boss coins. I am using Roger as the main captain, the 10th anniversary Roger, because his captain ability does remove special bind by 10 turns. That's pretty much the only reason why we're using him. His special ability does generate a really good attack, orb, and color affinity boost. Color affinity is redundant in this content, but the attack and orb boost is definitely well received. Now, for stage 2, we have page 1 who blinds us, and there is also a barrier, and he does have intimidate, so we're going to be using the Shanks and Ben Beckman treasure map unit, which I have not used in a very, very long time. But that crewmate ability allows us to get around the blindness, and their special does generate a pretty good color affinity boost and chain lock, so Shanks is going to be doing it. So by using Shanks Ben Beckman, it makes the friend Captain Shanks do way more damage on this stage. Shanks also has barrier penetration, so it just works really, really well. We do super swap with Zoro Sanji there. You don't really have to, but I just wanted to do it anyways. We get to the final stage, and we can basically use everything. Arlong, once again, this free-to-play Arlong is legit one of the best free-to-play units that's released in 2024. So useful on so many pieces of content, and once again, shines greatly here, doing the defense reduction, having the ability to get around stun, and also blocks against the death hit. And then when we use the special ability of Zoro Sanji, everyone now becomes specifically Slasher and Free Spirit, but everyone is already a Slasher anyway. But if you run into any non-Slasher units, then Zoro Sanji can change them into Slasher. And then also we have Killer to generate a defense down conditional boost, and then we have the Shanks to generate the first conditional boost with weakened and delayed. So all of these effects work amazingly together to generate a lot of damage against this boss. Once again, moving over to my own personal team, just using the full batch once again. So the way that we deal with this time around is the frog guy is going to be useful on stage 2 versus page 1, where you are inflicted with the blindness debuff. There isn't any crewmate ability that removes it, but the frog guy does actually remove it with his special ability. He also generates an effect where if you tap 3 perfects, you get beneficial effects in the next stage. However, we just do so much damage in this stage that it's really not that easy to get that. Technically, you probably could if you don't activate the Shanks effects, but because I have 2 Shanks, I can use one on stage 2, I can use another one on stage 3, it's not really that big of a deal. But then when you reach the final stage, we basically activate everything to get around everything, and we do a lot of damage. So yeah, not really too much else to say, you know, using the full batch, but we'll go ahead and move on to the final boss in this Super Boss KIZUNA 10-star difficulty. The final boss is against Dex. Now this one is built a little bit differently. This boss does not have a weakness against any one specific class, so you can kind of be a little bit more free in terms of what you want to build for it. However, I really wanted to try and use the versus kid side of this new versus character this time, and it works pretty well because a lot of the other characters that are good in this content are also shooters. One character specifically that is fantastic in this content is going to be the recently released Super Evolution of Sakazuki, the Pirate Rumble character. His special ability is great, doing end of turn damage, removing burn, attack boost, defense down conditional boost is fantastic. This team, I have slightly adjusted it. Well, you can slightly adjust it in a couple of different ways. We're doing with this team here with the Zephyr and Iron combo. By activating Iron first to generate damage reduction, when you activate the 6+ Zephyr special, it says that if we have damage reduction, he removes defense up on the enemy side of the field, he gets a full border matching slots for your shooters, and you get a shooter attack boost. So that just generates a bunch of damage for this stage, gets around everything. Iron is not really here for any other reason, aside from generating a damage reduction effect, which we are allowing to use the Zephyr effect. I didn't actually use it in this clip here, but because we have Iron on the team as well, we can use the super class of, or the super type of Zephyr to generate a bit of additional damage on this stage as well. And then of course you've got the friend captain versus Kid, who is legitimately crazy. If you guys haven't seen my showcase video dedicated to this character, definitely go ahead and do it. This character is phenomenal, and he is going to work really well in this KIZUNA and just in a lot of other content moving forward. Moving on now to our final clip, which is going to be my own personal team up against the Hawkins Dex team. I have slightly adjusted this team a little bit, where I actually switched out the 10th anniversary ace for the exchange ace, so we can get double stacking conditional boost with Kid and ace and stuff like that. It's a really cool combo that you can do. I really cannot wait to see how good this character is going to be moving forward with the other shooter characters. But once again, you know, we've got a Sakazuki to generate you know, all of the beneficial effects that he can provide to the team. We also do have Dory and Broggy on the team. Now Dory, Broggy, of course, not shooters, but the main reason why they're here is just because they generate additional super boss coins and additional tickets by killing this boss. So we have just space on the crew. We don't really need any other characters to basically kill this boss, so why not just chuck another character to give us additional tickets and coins? Works out pretty well. And the Boa Hancock on this team is really not required either. You can, if you just have double Kid, you only really need to use a Kid superclass, or the Kid verse effect, and a Kid special to just clear stage 2, use the rest for stage 3. But that's going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Good luck on your KIZUNA farm. And if you enjoyed the video, make sure to go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post on my channel, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm that, guys. I'll see you guys within the next video.